Welcome to the Street Photography Show podcast. My name is Mark Rossi, and I'm so excited to be launching this podcast. Episodes will be released weekly on Friday nights. Here on the Street Photography Show podcast, I will be interviewing street photographers from the community worldwide. So a little background about myself. I was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm the second of three siblings, raised by immigrant parents. My father worked for the railway right until his retirement, and during that time, he developed a love for hockey and his new country, Canada. My mother was the main caregiver, who worked odd jobs here and there to support the family. My parents were hardworking, modest people with very strong morals. They guided and supported me, which organically made me the man I am today. We lived in a semi-detached two-story home in downtown Toronto. My grandparents lived just a little north of us, and by bicycle, it would take me about 10 minutes to pedal there. I used to go to my grandparents as much as I could. The guidance and the love that they gave me was equal to only that of my parents. I was particularly close to my grandfather, and as a young boy, I spent as much time as I could with him. I learned many things from my grandfather, and most of that learning took place actually in his garage. That garage was like a second classroom, I kid you not. It was there I learned how to hold a hammer, remove a nail, saw a piece of wood, and so on. Surprisingly, that garage would give me another learning experience. One day, in the summer of 1983, I was in my grandfather's garage looking for something. I can't remember what it was. But after looking and looking, I still didn't find what I was looking for. Or did I? I came across an old cloth, wrapped with twine. So of course, I unraveled the twine and found a plastic bag wrapped around itself, held in place with red elastics. I was so intrigued as to what I was discovering. The object finally emerged, and I was stunned at what I had found. In that vinyl case was a Konica C35 rangefinder camera, and my eyes froze for what seemed like an eternity. Unknowingly, my grandfather was nearby and witnessed the whole thing. When I looked back at him, he walked over to me, came down to me at eye level, and said, "Do you like it, Mark?" I was of course speechless, and I thought I was in trouble, to be honest with you. What came next surprised me. He told me I could have it, and he told me to have fun, and I did. I took that thing with me everywhere. I loved it. It was my pride and joy. As time went on, I graduated from that little Konica camera to a Nikon SLR camera, specifically a Nikon FE2 in the early 90s. Being a much more advanced camera, obviously I had to learn every little nook and cranny of the thing. I took that camera out often to get more familiar with it and to learn more complex photographic techniques. It was during this time that I was using the Nikon FE2 that I really started understanding who I was as a photographer and what I really enjoyed photographing. I really fell in love with street photography, and I tried to do it as often as I could, taking photo walks through the streets of Toronto. To this day, I still enjoy a good photo walk on the streets. Nothing like me and my camera and the possibility of creating a Kodak moment of everyday life. So why am I doing this podcast? Well, I've always wanted to do a podcast, frankly, but didn't know what subject matter I was going to tackle. Then it hit me. I like street photography, Mark, so why not talk about that on the podcast? Then it was decided. After purchasing a few podcasting essentials like a microphone, digital interface, and acquiring some software, here I am. So to wrap this intro up, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in and listening. I hope you'll join me on this journey of mine, because really that's what it is. It's a journey I've never done before, but I'm really excited to be doing it, and I'm even more excited to be doing it with you, the listener, alongside me. I hope together we can all learn something new about the craft that we love so much. Through the many interviews and discussions we will share with guests and talented photographers who will join me on this show.